2024, they say it's the year of the dragon. They say it's the year of the dragoon. It's a lot happening this year. I mean, we all feel the power. A power that's been missing for a very long time. Halal HaWah. We ain't perfect. We aren't perfect code keepers. But by keeping the code, we pay off our debts. By keeping the code, we pay off the debt of our transgression. You might have done some things in your life you ain't proud of, Mahxiggah. You might have done some things in your life where you need restoration from. You might need renewal. You might think the things you've done are so heinous and treacherous and out of code that HWH could never forgive. Wakey, wakey, Mahxiggah. I need you to see clearly. This is the year of renewal. This is the year of the dragon. Whose renewal? Whose restoration? I guess you got to see clearly to be the dragon. Ain't no clearer sight than being KTC and seeing clearly with HWH. What's the name of this bird? I'm hearing all kind of things. Night jars, frog mouse. And you look them up and you see some similarities, Mahxiggah, but you don't see this. You don't see this. Shout out to the bro Dre Taj. He said, yeah, we waiting to see what 2024 is bringing with the two cross sticks going across America. Aki. He's talking about Phineas crisscrossing on your head bones. Nah, man. He's talking about Phineas crisscrossing on your head bone. So this great, American eclipse is, synonymous with this great American comet situation. There's definitely a comet popping off at the same time. 7 years ago it happened. 7 years later, this same event is happening again, forming an X that marks the spot. I don't have to go into the Hebrew to show you that the last letter of the Hebrew is the Tau, which resembles this same intersecting lines. I don't have to go into geological science to prove to you that the ley lines are the dragon lines, the intersecting lines of the earth plane. And I don't have to go crazy to prove, Mahxiggah, that this is the Chinese year of the dragon that represents the element of the earth. The element of the earth drop? I said the element. We're talking about the tree dragon. We're talking about the wood dragon, right? So the elements that's connected with this renewal, rebirth, are connected across the entire earth plane. They call them ley lines, but you can also call them dragon lines, right? Because the ley lines are the dragon lines, boss. Let the University of Cambridge break it down. It is the year of the dragon. Ley lines are otherwise called dragon lines. Not that they were air corridors for later day pterodactyls. Really? I got kind of air corridors, huh? For dragons. Anytime they say not that it was, you gotta think maybe it was some type of ether way for the dragon, right? Huh. And are supposed to link up power points and carry electromagnetic forces by their more way out adherents. A kind of spiritual international grid. We could talk Lima, we could talk Cusco. The national grid defines the majority nature of modern Britain. The ley line, dragon line grid defines the nature of the prehistoric, animalistic, tribal society that held certain places along these dragon lines as being more sacred, focal points of mysterious forces in the search to tap their power. To tap their power. It sounds like the mysterious cities of gold. It sounds like Atlantis. Oh, sounds like their mythos. Male warriors constantly seek the secret, the Holy Grail of the serpent dragon magical powers, man. So the Holy Grail has to do with the dragon power, man. Yeah. The Holy Grail has to do with the dragon lines. And I'm telling you, that Phineas is crisscrossing on your head bone now. Does this trajectory, is it surfing the wave on the dragon lines? And what's it got to do with renewal in America? Since this particular event is specific to America. We've been following this for 7 years. 2017, we were talking about this. I remember talking about 2024 like it was so futuristic, and here we are. Here we are in the hijack city, uh, Julian, Gregorian, whatever we're in, 2024. Where's the one with the dates? Oh, okay, boss. Can I screenshot this? Oh boy. Oh boy. April 8th, 2024. So ain't that the real new year? Right? Late March, April. All right, shalom, man. Let's pop off, man. Ain't it a meteor shower today? It's supposed to be January. One of my niggas said, hey, don't forget about the meteor shower. Quadrantid meteor shower 2024. Hey, happy year of the dragon, my nigga, man. We got dragons everywhere. Because we know what the meteors are. We know what the meteors are. It's all happening, right? So it's the year of the dragon. Let me just get some fact checking going on. Since the fact checkers have gotten mighty quiet. Guess they're busy checking facts, but they stay away from truth. I mean, maybe I'm over dropping, maybe I'm over truthing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know if I'm over truthing. Y'all let me know if I'm over dropping. But if I'm not over dropping, just leave a bunch of water drops in the comment section and let me keep going, dropping that drop, because the drop don't stop. Halal HaWah. So it's the year of the dragon. Let me get this straight. It's the year of the dragon, 2024. The real new year starts in April. Late March, April. And in April 2024, there's a total solar eclipse in conjunction with this great American comet that's crisscrossing. You can follow the path of the eclipse, this darkness, this dark path. I mean, I think we have a visual. Shout out to Forbes, because Forbes got the drop. 3 supermoons, 2 comets, and 3 great American, well, we're talking about the sky in 2024, the great American eclipse. There's a specific date in 2024 that has hopefully been in your calendar for some years. Monday, April 8th, 2024, we will see a total solar eclipse visible in 15 United States, or 15 U.S. states, as well as from Mexico and Canada. Do you have plans? Well, do you? Good. You've never heard of it. Time to do your recon. Time to do your research. However, there will be more going on in the sky over North America in 2024 than just a total solar eclipse. From rare views of comets, oh, I told you, with this solar eclipse comes the dragon. When you understand that dragons are comets, cometa. So you're going to get a rare view of these dragons. Stunning planetary views to a trio of super moons and another, quote, ring of fire. Now, if I said comets and fire, ring of fire, you'd be like, huh? But if I say dragons and ring of fire, things start popping off. There will be plenty of celestial events to enjoy in your year. Hey, okay. So this eclipse is in conjunction with this great dragon that seems to be crisscross applesaucing, forming intersections, specifically on this continent. The next solar eclipse to visit North America will be April 8th, 2024. The duration of totality will be up to 4 minutes, 27 seconds. Okay. They said almost double what it was in 2017, boss. Let's follow the shadow of darkness. Because a total solar eclipse, I mean, it's going to get dark. We're just talking about America, though, right? Total solar eclipse, April 8th, 2024. Duration of totality, 4 minutes, 25 seconds. 26 seconds. Okay. So this so-called moon shadow, this is just a going over Sinaloa, Durango, cutting through Mexico. Now look where it cuts. I mean, this path, I don't think it's just obscure. I don't think it means nothing. You got Key HWH HWH. Can I pause it? All right, let's go. Key HWH HWH. Now, I've always been interested in Key HWH HWH. I haven't dug too deep on Key HWH HWH, but I've always been interested in Key HWH HWH. HUA. And very interesting, that it's along this path. Then you got Koa, Hoala. All right, so it's cutting right through, blazing this dark trail right through. All right, now it blazes through Mexico, like straight up into Texas, right? All right, so on one side you got San Antonio, all right, and we're cutting straight through. So what's happening with Texas? Love to my Texas guys. Battle up, we in battle time. M.H.O.E, what it do? Yourself the real. All my niggas in Texas, what it do? All right, blazing right through Mexico, through Texas, con. Let's go. Uh-huh. Go Texas. Ooh, right over Dallas. Right over Dallas. It's gonna get dark in Dallas for a little bit. Okay. Oklahoma. Oh, just remind me of all the Trail of Tears, Naga Wars happening. Then you got Arkansas, where the Ark is, where the cons are. You got Missouri. You got Kentucky, cutting through Illinois. Now, ain't this like the general vicinity of, where they were walking around the sacred holy mountain of harmonics, you know what I'm saying? The more science people, y'all know what I'm talking about. Little ice ages happening, Ishmael migrating, in 1800s, Kentucky, right? All right. Illinois, a lot happening. Let's go. I just feel like it's a frequency shift. I feel like 2017, was almost like a mark for 7 years. All right. I'll be back. 2024 feels like I'm back. I'm back, man. We popping off. You know what I'm saying? Indiana, Michigan. Shout out to my Michigan guys. Through Canada, Bing Pow. So we see how it sliced through North America into Canada, right? Went through Kentucky into Canada, right? Now this is probably Tengu. Seems like Tengu around here. If you know about Tengu, then Managa, you know about Tengu. So, all right, we're just following the path of totality. Totality. What do these comets have to do with this eclipse in 2024? It's the year of the dragon, if I didn't tell you already. It's just very interesting that this great, it's not even like a one-off. It's a conclusion, like the Tau, which means the mark, the sign, the monument, the signal. There's a sign going on when you talk about intersecting lines. right? There's power when it comes to these dragon lines, right? There's power. Who's getting their power back? I'm not saying 2024 Nagas is going to start doing, things out the comic books per se, but it seems to be a beginning of you getting your balls back. You getting your power back, your Dragon Ball, your Dragon Ball Z's. That's all I'm saying. We keep hearing about comets. Remember, Elizabeth A. Warner, 2003, published Meteors Belief Project, Dragons as Meteors or Comets in Russian Folk Beliefs. Okay. An investigation is presented into the connections in Russian folk beliefs between meteors and comets, which are not always clearly distinguished from meteors in such beliefs, and dragons. Do the Russians traditionally equate meteors with dragons, boss? That's what she was wondering when she went on her investigation. Now, lack of a precise definition of the term meteor before the 20th century is clear from Russian dictionary entries. Zrenevsky's Dictionary of Old Russian, which covers usage in the medieval period, has no entries for meteor or comet. So this is some new stuff. Back then, there were no entries, no comets, no meteors, boss. So you keep hearing meteor, meteor, meteor on the news. Back in the day, there was no meteor. There was no comet. So what was it called, right? Because we got to get to the root of it all. Love to the con. No entries for meteor comets as such, but does have one for star with a tail, boss. Now sounding more and more like a dragon. Let's go. Which is defined as comet, kometa. Vladimir Dahl's Etymological Dictionary of the Great Russian Language, 1955, one of the most accurate or authoritative dictionaries of the 19th century, contains the generalized definition of, quote, meteor as any atmospheric phenomenon. Meteors may be thus aqueous, which is interesting because I want to talk Aquaman. I want to talk Aquaman, especially Aquaman 2, because they're bringing up Atlantis. They're bringing up Orichalcum, which we brought up when we watched Cities of Gold. We're going to get back on our cartoons, Mysterious Cities of Gold. And in the City of Gold, they had a whole factory full of gold machinery and inventions and flying condors and all this gold stuff. A whole factory of gold things, right? But it was said that they were using orichalcum, right? Which is very similar to what we'll consider gold today. Some call it like a copper gold mix, but either way, imagine the conductivity of copper and it's mixed with gold. So they were running Atlantis powered up, they said, off this orichalcum, and they connected it to this super orichalcum deity that they just rediscovered in Antarctica, which was connected with Atlantis. I'm like, damn, what's under the ice for real? They keep saying it's a whole untouched reservoir under the ice. We got what they call Atlantis under the ice, right? We got some very special ley lines going on, right? We got pyramids in Antarctica. We got high Amazon queens that were guarding Antarctica, Managa. We got Tarazanta, which means Holy Land, on the maps. Love to Sakau. over Antarctica. And they're connecting Antarctica with Atlantis and Atlantis with Orichalcum, some type of gold flow that powered up. They were fighting for this power. It gives cities of gold a whole new meaning. It gives this gold rush a whole new meaning. What are they really using it for? Because I don't see all these gold bars that were stolen by the Spanish Inquisition. I don't see all this stuff that's supposed to be in Fort this and Fort that. What are they really using the gold for? Star with a tail. Any atmospheric phenomena may be aqueous. So when I say meteors, you say dragon. Are dragons aqueous or water dragons like Leviathan? Are they igneous like fire, aerial, flying, luminous, my naga? Are they glowing, sparking off? Under igneous meteors, Dahl mentions thunderstorms, fiery pillars, balls and stones, whereas aerial meteors may be winds, whirlwinds, and mist. Just like in the book of Jubilees, describing the angels of the wind, angels of the frost, because dragons are angels. Go get that series, go get that drop. Angels and dragons. We did more than a few, follow-ups to that. Go get that drop. We got to revisit it, right? So, hey, free Phineas, man. All right. Bottom line, free Phineas, man. Still over there in captivity in Fort Tryon State Park in Upper Manhattan. Last great American dragon alive in captivity. They started the Templeton Dragon Fund, which is still traded today on the stock market under TDF to form a new dragon enclosure or captivity for the big homie Phineas, man. Named after P.T. Barnum, Phineas Barnum, Barnum and Bailey Circus. They call them freak show menageries. You think it's play play? You think dragons are play play? But they're on the Chinese zodiac and all the other animals on the zodiac are real, but dragons are a myth. But dinosaurs are real, but they were called dragons before 1841. Do you think it's play play? I'm not just talking about something physical. I'm talking about energy, frequency, and vibration. They say to raise your frequencies, your chakras, your kundalini, your kundalini. You got to raise your energy, frequency, and vibration. You keep the code as a nation, you raise your vibration. You raise your dragon. You get your guardians back. Your seraphim, seraph, in etymology means the burning ones. Highest order of angels, 6 wings, singing holy, holy to HWH in the throne of HWH. Isaiah chapter 6. Highest order of dragons, sent to burn down Sodom and Gomorrah. 2 angels burn it down, or 2 fire-breathing dragons. Star with a tail, igneous, meteors, thunderstorms, fiery pillars, balls and stones, whereas aerial meteors may be winds, whirlwinds, and mist. The definition of comet in Dawes Dictionary is a heavenly body which in comparison to others is of huge mass, though sparse, nebulous, and transparent. Sometimes it may be seen to have a nucleus, while the surrounding area forms something like a tail, beard, or tangled locks, like dreadlocks. What a description of a star with a tail. So we're not just talking about a space rock when we're talking meteor. This thing has a beard. This thing has locks, man, and a tail. Shalak, I'm just popping off. I should be asleep, man. Just gotta get this off my heart, Paul, man. It's all happened. The term star with a tail is also referred to under the entry star. Dahl, in addition to his linguistic interests, was also a keen collector of folklore and illustrates many of his definitions with folk beliefs and sayings. Thus, the shooting star is linked with the belief that a young girl could determine where her future husband lived by watching the direction taken by such a star at Christmas. So they make a wish on the shooting star, but they know it's a lucky dragon, right? They're really making a wish to this dragon. Do you see clearly? Now, just, skipping around. Both comets and meteors were often thought of as fiery serpents. Body bag. Because so is a seraph, a fiery serpent, burning one. An 18th century dictionary of Russian superstition states that comets foretell bad luck, plague, famine, war. Go recon the comet of 1811, 1812, and Tecumseh War, and Napoleon's comet, all 1811, 1812. Yeah. So, go look at Numbers 21 when HWH sent them fiery serpents because the tribe was speaking out against the Creator. Yeah, it can represent your plague. A dragon can be a gift or a curse, man. It could be your guardian or your worst nightmare. You got to decide. Back to Deuteronomy 28. You choose up, you got blessings. You choose down, you got curses, man. The folk imagination creating mythic images personify aerial meteors, falling stars, and especially lightning. Even today, it continues. Simple folk take fallen stars and meteors to be dragons, boss. Dragons. So these dragons have a tail, a beard, or tangled locks, boss. So before this term was just star, it was a star with a tail. It wasn't no meteor, it wasn't no comet. It was a star with a tail, with a beard and dreadlocks. And locks, man. All right. So I'm not over here making stuff up when I'm talking about Phineas crisscrossing on your head, ball. We ain't making stuff up when we're talking about Phineas crisscrossing on your head, ball. And when they talk comets, we're talking dragons. Because we've been talking comets as dragons. They've been talking comets as dragons. Especially the Rus in Russia. And again, what does this Russian connection have to do with the Napoleon comet or dragon in 1811, 1812 when they were running Napoleon up out of Russia? These dragons were running Napoleon out of Russia. Same dragon Tecumseh saw. Did it represent the fall of Israel? And what does this dragon represent? Right? Is this one going to represent the restoration of Israel? We in the year of the dragon. And I don't think it's no quinky dink or coincidence, do you, that we're in the year of the earth dragon or wood or tree dragon, as they say, known for its energy, strength, and dominance. which is why Benjamin Franklin wanted to use the dragon instead of the bald eagle to symbolize this revolution in America. It's known for its dominance, strength, energy. The element is earth, the earth plane, the vortexes. And there's a whole lot of dragons popping off today. Up to 120 shooting stars, boss. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No. Let's go back in the dog's dictionary. Star with a tail. The term star with a tail is also referred to under the entry star. Thus, the shooting star is linked with the belief that this young girl could make a wish at Christmas. There are many Russian folk tales in which the erotic connection of both the shooting star and the star with a tail are expressed more overtly. In the dictionary, however, the star with a tail is referred to as an omen of war. Y'all remember we dropped that Game of Thrones connection? And old girl looked at this red comet. She said, "You know what that means, boy? Dragons." You know what that red comet means? Is that an omen of war or of peace, of shalom? Although there are numerous old Russian texts, hagiographies, and such like, in which dragon demons are associated with thunder and lightning. So why they gotta link a dragon with a demon? Why I gotta link a dragon with a demon? Same way they keep doing this over and over and over again with research, because they get this from the Christianity Revelation dragon in Revelation 12 or something like that. Red dragon devouring the Christ child. Christ means anointed, and you gotta say, anointed of who? Of the hijack? Well, then the dragon was right to try to devour this hijack spawn of the real demon. We're talking Zeus and them, Zeus and them. They like to do this a lot. Even with Leviathan, they said sometimes referred to as Satan in etymology. And Satan is an adversary. So who's the adversary of Leviathan? And did Leviathan sink Atlantis? And are we talking about the Atlanteans? Especially in Aquaman. So who's the enemy of these Atlanteans? It's a dragon. Atlanteans don't deal with no dragons. They deal with snakes. They deal with snake power like the Egyptians. They don't deal with dragon power unless they're dealing with fallen dragon power. Associated with thunder and lightning, there are few early references to dragons as meteors or comets. There are some chronicle entries dating to between the 11th and 16th centuries, to which I shall turn later. The earliest scholarly text to deal with this subject is, as far as I'm aware, an 18th century one. Cook Love, 1772, quoted in Ryan, 1999. As I do not have a copy of the original, I quote what real Will Ryan has to say about it in his book on magic in Russia, in the section entitled Shooting Stars, Boss. Both comets and meteors were often thought of as fiery serpents. An 18th century dictionary of Russian superstition states that comets foretold bad luck, plague, famine, war. Again, the hijack. This is the hijack perspective, right? Because in China, they're lucky dragons, right? In the real China, which is America, they're lucky dragons. They're a blessing, unless you're on the wrong side of the career. And that shooting stars are demons who come out at night to have intercourse with women. This is what they're teaching in Hijack City, and particularly virgins and recent widows. Well, which one had a situation with the Virgin Mary? Because she gave birth to an immaculate conception. Damn, damn, damn. Let's go. Flying fiery beasts scattering sparks. Simple folks take fallen stars and meteors to be dragons. Is this the year of the dragon? So 2024 is the year of the dragon. 2024 is the year of the Great American Eclipse, total eclipse. Comets are popping off at the same damn time. At the same time. Do you see the sign? Do you see the tau? Do you see clearly? You know, in the Exodus, they said they were following this pillar of cloud by day and pillar of fire by night. Do you see clearly? Let's talk Orichalcum. Because in the movie Aquaman, like I said, their whole Atlantis is run on this Orichalcum. And it could be something, it could be nothing. But in the TV show Mysterious Cities of Gold, the Flying Golden Condor, everything was made from this Orichalcum. And now we don't want to talk about it. Now they don't want to talk about it. Now we know the ore represents metals and in many cases represents gold, ore. Like the what's the city of gold? It's gonna come to me later because it's all over the maps. I mean, we got to get some of our OG maps back. What's that city of gold called with the ore? Orville. Oh man, it's gonna hit me later. It's gonna hit me later. But I mean, just think about all the ores, right? You got like the Oregon, you got the Orvilles. You know what I'm saying? You got the Orlando. Got a lot of gold connection, man. So Orichalcum, mountain copper, quote unquote, mountain copper, right? Or gold copper, bang. So this gold copper was a metal used in coins during ancient times. Orichalcum was a gold yellow colored mixture consisting of both copper, zinc, referred to as brass, all these other bywords, but gold copper rings bells, especially knowing like they put in this right in our face with this, uh, you know, Aquaman situation that their whole city, everything in Atlanta, it was all powered by this orichalcum, and apparently it was like a form of gold that they can use to, build and make and construct a lot of things. The property of this, was immensely important to the creation of technologies and so many other things. So the Romans were the first to make coins from Orichalcum. Just stop. And were attracted to the metal due to its close resemblance to gold. So did it just resemble gold, or is it gold? According to the Greek philosopher Plato, Orichalcum was only second in value to gold. Man, so it was so valuable, only gold was more valuable than Orichalcum. And that's what the Greeks are talking about.
More to make clothes softer.
Shalak and the Greeks are coming right out this Atlantis flow. The Greeks are coming right out this Egyptian flow. And the Egyptians are coming right out this Atlantis flow. I think we're seeing clearly. Orichalcum was only second in value to gold. Ancient writers were at odds over whether or not Orichalcum was a natural ore or made up of different minerals. So even the ancient writers didn't know, is this a natural ore or is it made up of different minerals? If they didn't know if it was natural or not, that means it can be, right? And if it can be, that means we're talking about something real, something HWH made. And is it gold? They say second in value. What does that mean? That means that they're at least comparing very, very closely this Orichalcum and gold monarch. The comparison is very, very similar. It's closely not just resembling gold, but it also has a close value to gold, which almost lets us know they want to get us off the Orichalcum flow, call it mountain copper, and just have us leave it alone. But if we saw it as what it is, maybe we would use it, right? But if you think, it's just some knockoff gold, then maybe it's like, oh yeah, whatever. But if you knew what it was, right? Orichalcum was a metal that closely resembled gold, although its value was inferior. Says who? Because in Atlantis, its value was superior, according to, these writers in Aquaman too. And so it was described as being the color of fire, man. Usually a dark yellow or reddish tinted yellow. Although ancient writers disagreed over the chemical makeup of Orichalcum, modern studies have shown that most Orichalcum was made up of 80% copper, 20% zinc, 80% copper. Stop it. Most, right? So they don't know. They don't know. They are philosophizing and giving us some misdirection at the same time. Gold and Orichalcum were so close in appearance that many people easily mistook one for another. So you're pretty much talking about the same thing. And even gold has trace elements of other things such as copper and zinc. So, all these things start to crisscross. Applesauce. The word orichalcum derives from the Greek oros, or mountain, which we know the ore also connects with gold directly. And chakos or kakos, copper, bronze. Thus the name mountain copper. Which brings me back to the brazen serpent in Numbers 21, where Moses had to make the copper dragon. Hey, is it copper, is it bronze, or is it orichalcum? The Romans referred to orichalcum as Aurichalcum with the AUR, which derives from the Latin aurum, gold. Ping, pow. They just said Oros means mountain, right? Now you get aurum, which means gold. So now we're talking gold mountains, or we're just talking gold. They say gold, copper, or copper gold is pretty much what I'm hearing. Gold, copper, or copper gold. All right. Okay. You got the link? Let's go. We just talking some Year the Dragon, Phineas crisscross on your head, on Great American Eclipse 2024, and Orichalcum. Why not? Why not? What does it got to do with Atlantis? Orichalcum, remember the AUR specifically means gold. So don't let them throw you, which means the ORE, also refers to gold. A metal mentioned in several ancient writings, including the stories of Atlantis, which is where this Aquaman situation takes place. Because he's the king of Atlantis. And they said somebody in one of the 7 kingdoms of Atlantis, because I didn't know there were 7 kingdoms of Atlantis, right? But now we know. And there's also 7 cities of gold. Same thing. Same damn thing. And one of these kings of Atlantis, he just lost his spirit searching for this orichalcum, and you know he got this orichalcum power. They erased him from the history books of Atlantis, so it became the lost kingdom of Atlantis, right? Because there was only 6 kingdoms, and then there's a lost kingdom. But if you didn't know about that 7th kingdom, you didn't know that it was powered on orichalcum, right? So within the dialogue, Critias of Plato says that orichalcum has been considered second only to gold in value and has been found in mine in many parts of Atlantis. So why would they mine this in Atlantis, but America doesn't want to talk about it when America is Atlantis? It's also Egypt and it's also Israel. It's the ancient world. Orichalcum may have been a noble metal such as platinum, and it was supposed to be mined or one type of bronze or brass or possibly some other metal alloy. Which again, Numbers 21, brazen serpent. If these are metal alloys, we don't have alloys back then. We got real metals. HWH didn't tell Moses to make a metal alloy of a symbol of a dragon. HWH had Moses make an actual noble dragon. Gold, copper, orichalcum, whatever we call it. And it wasn't brass or bronze. We're talking copper. We're talking gold copper. Whoa. Okay. Gold copper alloy. Wow. Right in your face. And here's where Aquaman comes in. According to Critias of Plato, the inner wall surrounding the Citadel of Atlantis with the Temple of Poseidon, which is why Aquaman got this trident, right? Flash with the red light of Orichalcum. So the inner walls flash with the red light of this Orichalcum. The interior walls, pillars, and floors of the temple were completely covered in Orichalcum. The roof was variegated with gold, silver, and Orichalcum. In the center of the temple stood a pillar of Orichalcum. Come on, Paul. On which the laws of Poseidon and records were inscribed. So Orichalcum is extremely important in Atlantis. Why don't you think about Orichalcum, huh? Is it because they erased it? Just like the ether? After 1908, they abolished the ether. Whoa. The chemical analysis of the ingots, INGOT, found in the 2015 shipwreck revealed Orichalcum is high quality brass. Now, I think we're talking gold, copper. Goldsmiths and jewelers describe brass as mahogany of metals. The term orichalcum is the Greek word for mountain copper, oram for gold, right? But they say, oh, well, it doesn't. They try to throw us off. Yeah. All right, all right. Yeah, we getting some orichalcum drop today. We getting some of that energizing, ancient, technological conductivity, man. Gold, but not really gold, right? So they always gotta say not really. They always gotta say not quite. Why? If they said it was gold, niggas would go crazy, right? Trying to get this orichalcum. They have to throw you off, right? They don't want you touching this orichalcum for some reason. We still trying to really figure it out. I'm just digging on some links. A lot of these are saying very similar. You could tell they have the same talking points, the same people writing them. You know what I mean? Copying each other. mm mm. Now I'm just digging on this. It says, get it bigger. The Romans carried out this cementation process a little differently, according to Pitinius Dioscorides. During the final treatment of copper, it was thrown on large amounts of finely ground cadmium. Now, where does that sound familiar? It sound like that alchemical serpent. Remember the slaying of the dragon? Is the cadmus, specifically the coming together of opposites. You think cadmium has anything to do with the cadmus? To improve the quality of the metal. So this is all high-level alchemy. A reducing agent would also have needed to be added, which meant that charcoal and cadmium were stirred into molten copper. Now, is this why that seventh kingdom of Atlantis kind of went dark? Because they were using the cadmus, which is the coming together of opposites, to slay the dragon as a reducing agent or a finely ground, uh, you know, mixture. You know what I'm saying? Did it have anything to do with the slaying of the dragon? We are talking Atlantis. Cadmium, they say. Cities of gold. 7 cities of gold, my man. 7 kingdoms of Atlantis. The serpent is impersonal and kills everything. The serpent can't be the dragon because in alchemy there's a dragon and there's a serpent. So from now on, you cannot correlate these two. They're two different situations. This is not impersonal. It is unknown to them. It is a mysterious substance to them. It is the vessel which that ruach is contained. That's the dragon. And how do they slay it? slaying the alchemical dragon. Only the act or product of conscientio, the coming together of opposites, can slay the alchemical dragon, commonly written as the mercurial dragon. Mercury, right? Thoth, Tahuti, Atlantis. Atlantis. The dragon slayer Cadmus embodies the fixing properties of sulfur. Both the moisture of the sulfur must be removed. The moisture and the sulfur must be removed to stop the process represented by the dragon. To slay the dragon, they gotta remove the moisture and the sulfur. The Cadmus is the dragon slayer. Whoa. And they call this cadmia, right? Cadmea. Cadmus. Could be something, could be nothing, but we're talking about slaying the dragon, the coming together of opposites, the black and white on the checkerboard, Bloods and Crips, Republican, Democrat, anything to divide you, anything to slay you, right? 440 hertz, 432, right? Cadmus is the dragon slayer. Cadmia is what they're putting into this metal alchemy, right? What are they slaying? Is it the coming together of opposites, man? You got Orinoco. Oh yeah, you got the Orinoco flow, the Aura. Same thing, the gold. What's the Orinoco coming out of Mount Roraima popping up? Columbus said it was the greatest river he ever seen. It must be flowing out of terrestrial paradise. And the source of the Orinoco is the giant mighty tree stump, Mount Roraima, the Amazon flow. Shala, let go. Orichalcum. Let's get into the fandom, right? Orichalcum is a mysterious golden metal that both Mu and Atlantis civilizations both use for their technology. It wasn't just Atlantis. More, Mu, Atlantis use Orichalcum. Before Orichalcum is fashioned, it's a liquid metal at room temperature like mercury. You think it's play? Huh? And they use this in liquid form, Managi, because then what? They can form and frame and shape it however they wanted to into technology. Yeah. Orichalcum is presented as a valuable ore that can be mined and crafted into powerful armor and weapons. And this is the Atlantean armor in Aquaman. Mysterious cities of gold. So one of these episodes, they just popped off a whole factory of this Orichalcum. 1982 TV series. And look how it says in French, Mysterious of Dior. Dior, like the fashion brand. Dior has to do with the gold. Yeah, did you know? 7 cities of gold, 7 kingdoms of Atlantis. The new world ain't new. It's old to you. And Esteban is their Jesus, is their JC, child of the sun. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they worshiping, huh? See which one of these has to do with the Orichalcum flow. Let's keep going. Okay. Season 2. Ambrosius, whose real name is Ambrosi de Sarli, comes to the rescue of Esteban and Tao while they are prisoners of Pongzi. Mysterious and fanciful character Ambrosius presents himself as an alchemist. We're talking alchemy, cadmus, communicative opposites, alchemical serpent, alchemical dragon, and French traveler, and also calls himself a physician, geologist, astronomer, cartographer, philosopher. It was thanks to his Orichalcum sensitive compass that he was able to find the great condor, because this great giant flying bird machine was a golden condor and made out of Orichalcum. Ambrosius is also in search of the 7 cities of gold. Yeah. The Book of the 7 Languages, written by the elders of Mu. He's looking for your drop, and your drop connects with his Orichalcum. Apparently, there's some Orichalcum flow in Skyrim. Yeah, y'all got the Skyrim game drop? I still got to dig on it because they got dragon languages and all kinds of stuff. Let's get it bigger. The Orichalcum ore is used to make Orichalcum ingots at a smelter where it can then serve more use. Once smelted into ingots, it is used to create and improve orcish armor and weapons. Orichalcum. The orcs are connected with the gold, right? Orichalcum ore veins can be mined with a pickaxe to obtain orichalcum ore. Each vein, when mixed, has a chance to produce a precious gem. Whoa. Orichalcum ore can be purchased from merchants or found at, these locations. Right? And these veins have to do with the dragon lines and the ley lines. And what is oil, by the way, when they getting this oil out the ground? Is it what they say it is? It seems to be flammable. It seems to ignite things. It seems to be the blood of the dragons. Fossil fuels. Dragon. Let's go. For the dismount. We're talking Year of the Dragon. Great American Eclipse, Total Eclipse, Great American Dragons, Free Phoenix, and Orichalcum on CamEurope.com. Let's go. What a dismount. Orichalcum is a legendary metal mentioned in several ancient writings, notably the story of Atlantis, as recounted in Cretaceous dialogue recorded by Plato. According to Cretaceous, Orichalcum was considered, there you go again, second only to gold. So that's very high in value. So what happened to it? Why is it out of our psyche? Found and mined in many parts of Atlantis in ancient times. I mean, they all seem to be mentioning something to do with the gold, Atlantis, and of course, the great dragon. Dragons love to guard their treasure, right? Right. And what about this golden dragon? Yeah, I think it's all happening. And I believe this year is an important year or marker where X marks the spot. You know, where the lines intersect and observation collapses the wave pattern on one possibility. This Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky region, Again, ain't that where they had their sacred mountain of harmonics on that old map we got? Ishmael migrate, Tennessee, all this got a lot to do with Atlantis, Tunisia, Tennessee or Tunisia, Arkansas and Kentucky. It's a lot of connection going on right here in the promised land. All I can say is, man, Phineas is crisscrossing on her head ball. You're going to see a lot of weird things. They're going to think it's weird. They're going to want to prepare us for an alien invasion, boss. But our dragons are not alien to this earth plane, nor are our dragons alien to us, my not. These hijacks want to get us all confused in the head ball, all afraid. They want to get us in the fear spell, the fear frequency. Get you afraid of what's coming because they're afraid of what's coming. So I implore all my Nagas to, continue to dodge all hijacks at all costs, man. And take the things that's weird in stride. Is this a dragon from across the wall, across the barrier? Are we going to see more animals, species coming out the water, the vortexes, from worlds beyond the pole? And what are they afraid of? I mean, we know it's a frequency war. Love to tie Bazan, love to tie battle. Love to the Solbone podcast, man. She's dropping so much drop at Solbone, SOLBONE podcast. Check it out on IG. When you get a moment, go ahead and make sure you locked in, man. She just dropped this drop, man. Chinese horoscope 2024, year of the wood dragon. Yeah, the wood, the tree, the earth. Opportunities await the bold in the year of the wood dragon. Huh? Dragon, can also be a fierce, violent person, male or female, man or woman. They a dragon. Are we talking about a shooting star? Star with a tail, beard, tangled locks, meteor. Gotcha. Or do we see clearly? Is this the year to see clearly? Have they been trying to block our light? Because the dragon is the light. Dragoon. Yeah. The more you see clearly, the more you ain't really tripping. The energy of Hijack City just doesn't have the same effect on you. You're the one with the deadly glance because you see clearly, and that's deadly for the hijack. The one with the deadly glance. Whoa. Halal HaWah, my nuggets. Halal HaWah.
But we're about to get to the bottom of it. There's nothing slick to a can of oil. Watch this. Hell. Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. The name formerly given to a place under the exchequer chamber where the king's debtors were confined. The rabbit hole is deep because Merriam-Webster Online defines exchequer as Pay attention. Exchequer, a department or office of state in medieval England charged with the collection and management of the royal revenue and judicial determination of all revenue causes. And in respects to truth being stranger than fiction, it also defines exchequer as the national banking account of this realm.
Mm.
Of this realm.
Mm.
Because other realms do exist. So I am forced to wonder, what banking accounts do the other realms use? What currency? Is their currency just like ours? What other realms exist? How many realms? One thing I do know is the king is God, Jesus is a ship, and hell
They did pull up on a ship named Jesus. Let's go.
is full of the king's debtors. Matthew 6:12 KJV. And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Now let's begin. So we live in a
God, I mean, hell is a state of mind, but it's also a reality when you don't got your land. It's a physical situation. It's a mental situation. It's a spiritual situation. And if you got to pay your debt, if HWH is the Khan, is the king, and we are, indebted to the king HWH, then we got to pay our debt. You pay your debt by keeping the code. You pay your debt for your previous transgression, your current transgression, your ancestors. We're paying our debt. With sacrifices of righteousness, we pay our debt. With code keeping, KTC, not murdering and slaying each other. That's how we pay our debts to get out of this state of hell. My night. You want your land back, you don't got it, you're in a state of hell. They steal your land, they're in Beverly Hills, they're in a state of heaven. Their heaven ain't your heaven, and their hell ain't your hell, and their peace ain't your peace, my night. Halal HaWah, keep surfing the wave with God. And make sure you surfing your wave, surfing the wave with Aqua TribeUPmuzik. TribeUPmuzik popping off, not just on IG, but she's popping off right here, right here on YouTube. She got her channel popping off. Make sure you in the classroom ASAPery for Aqua TribeUPmuzik, man. She's dropping her poetry. She's dropping that drop. I mean, the real cons know about TribeUPmuzik poetry, right? We out of here, babe. We out of here, babe. Wow.
Welcome to a picture perfect Thai battle poetry, where images describe the poetry as you read the words posted in the description. Images are not all original, but are mostly illustrated and inspired by me, TBZ. Open your mind and eyes as you join me as we travel through Thai battle poetry in real time, in battle time. Enjoy. Shalom.
Wow. Right quick, I want to see that map again. Yeah, that's an interesting map right here. Aqua TribeUPmuzik. My bad, my bad. My bad. My bad. You popping off. Yeah, man. I thought you was about to spit that poem. The Earth is flat, so deal with that. She warming up, man. She gonna start dropping it. You gotta say, Ty, drop that drop, man. Allow. That's fly. Hold on. Let me get that. Let me get that. That's fly. Ooh, I got a screenshot that right there. That's fly. With the dragon. Oh, ooh, yeah. The comet and the dragon. What I got the visuals, man. Wow. She got a Sheba Solomon visuals, man. Yeah, man. We're gonna get tired to start kicking that poetry, man. And she giving us visuals right now. She just warming us up. I know what she do. I know what you're doing, Aqua. You just warming us up for the poetic flow. Hey, again, man, ThaWaDa to the cons, man. Keep surfing the wave, you know what I mean? We always just got something of interest for you. Solbone podcast popping off. Earthquake in Japan popping off. 1.7 magnitude earthquake jolts residents awake in Roosevelt Islands, Queens. Okay. This upstate New York city might be a dragon paradise. Oh, man, what? The dragons may consider this upstate New York. Sounds like Phineas crisscrossing on her head. What's happening with dragons in New York City? What's a forest, man? How about I got the drive, man? Y'all gonna figure out what a forest is, man. And you connect the drive. Oh, man. It gets no realer, man. It gets no realer. The water aqua tie, bad zong again. Get in the classroom. And think about it. Think about it. It's Phineas crisscrossing on her head bone. This is a very important year. 2024, that's the 8th, April 8th. You got to get looped in. The 8 can be good or bad depending on what you're being looped into. And right now, it's time for us to be looped into that infinite flow, that forever flow. Looped into our Creator, looped into the code. So, last thing I leave you with, man, is just choose up who your circle is, who the people you deal with is. You know what I'm saying? What you're spending your time doing, meditating on, thinking about. Make sure your thoughts are looped into HWH, looped into the Creator. That's a positive loop to be in, to loop within your family, spiral up with them, and get the bonds, you know what I'm saying? Reinforce your bonds as you are being reinforced and, restored and rejuvenated. Rejuvenate those bonds you got with your tribe, you know what I'm saying? And most of all, with your Creator. And then you can raise your dragon again, man. Now you back. Now we back, my noggin. In the year of the Dragoon. And now we seeing clearly. The wild to the cons we just been digging on. Year of the Dragon. Phineas crisscross in 2024. And that Orichalcum. Cities of go. Look out for it, man. We back in our cartoons real quick. Just a little something to keep knockers flowing as we pop off the continuation of our water. Keep the water flowing. Keep that dragon fire burning. And keep the cold. Shalom. Shabbat.